师傅好，同学好。In this section, we are going to read the teaching from the seventh Zen master and his disciple. It's like a grinding down a brick to make a mirror. Right? A piece of brick, the brick that we used to build house, right? Yeah. So this person is trying to grinding down a brick to make the brick into a mirror. Okay. Sounds strange, yes? Yeah, okay. Let's read it. This is a very interesting story, right? So as we read some Zen stories before, sometimes Zen masters will go out to find their students, right? Seems that people don't come over to me, so I will go out to find students, right? And this happened again, right? For the seventh generation master Huairang, right? He heard about a practitioner named Daoyi, a practitioner who's very good at sitting meditation, right? So the master want to find this practitioner, maybe make him a student, right? Since that student has a skill of sitting meditation, right? So the master went out to find the new student. Right? So he asked the practitioner, the student, what is your purpose of practicing sitting meditation? Because you're so good at sitting, right? Everybody knows that you're so good at sitting. So what is your purpose of practicing sitting meditation? The student, Daoyi, okay, the student answered, I want to become a Buddha. Just like us, right? We want to know our self-nature. We want to reach the enlightenment. We want to uncover our self-nature because people say that way we find out the ultimate solution for our life. So I want to become a Buddha. Have a solid purpose, right? Clear purpose. So that's why I practice sitting meditation. And which is very good, right? This is what we are doing, right? Upon hear that, the master picked up a piece of brick and ground the brick on a rock, making noises. Right? Trying to do that. Right? Pick up a brick and grounding on the ground, on a rock. And the students get confused. What are you doing, right? Yeah? You asked me, why do I practice sitting meditation? And I told you I want to become a Buddha, sincerely, right? And then you, master, you just pick up a brick, grounding on a rock, make noises. What are you doing, right? So the master answers, I want to grinding it down to make a mirror. What's in your mind now? If you're sitting there so well and I go over, walk toward you and ask you, why do you sit here? You say, I want to become Buddha. I want to uncover my self-nature. Right? And then it won't be me, it will be Shifu Jeremy, right? You'll pick up a brick and ground it on the floor, on the ground, on the rock. So what's in your mind? If the master told you, I want to make a brick into a mirror. What's in your mind? The students say, how is it possible? What are you doing? What are you saying? No way. There's no way you can, no matter how good you are at grinding down a brick, you will never make the brick into a mirror, right? Yes, how is it possible? So the master say, then how is it possible to practice sitting meditation to become a Buddha? That means the master slammed on the student, right? So what's going on? Isn't that people teach us to practice sitting meditation? And when we practice sitting meditation, they told us, no, this is not the way. Why? What's going on here? Did you have the fear in your mind? Because we practice sitting meditation, right? And then the master drew the analogies, saying that if we're just sitting there, wanting to uncover our self-nature, it's just like grinding down a brick, wanting to make it into a mirror. Did you have the fear in your mind? Wanting to check out what's wrong with this, right? Yes. So the students ask, what should I do then? Good, just like us, right? You told us to sit there, right? Not moving, right? To enhance our this and that, to make progress. Now you told us we are just sitting there like grinding a piece of brick, making into a mirror. Means that it's impossible, right? Yeah, so what should I do then? The master answered, hey, should a person hit the cart or the ox when the cart stops moving? The student went silent. Should we hit the cart of the ox? Yeah, don't tell me you drive a Tesla. You don't have this question. Right. Should we hit the cart of the ox? Of course, we beat the ox, right? Or beat the horse, right? Yes? The student went silent. What's happening in this student? Why did the master say, hey, you got it totally wrong. You beat on the cart instead of the ox. So your cart stopped moving, right? Your car will never move forward because you beat the cart instead of the ox, right? So that's why he said, hey, you're sitting there wanting to become a Buddha. It's like trying to grinding the brick, want to make it into a mirror. Because you beat the cart instead of the ox, instead of the horses. Right. So what's the cart and the ox in our meditation? What is the ox in our meditation? What is the thing, the ox, that you really need to beat on? Your mind, right? Your mind movement, right? When we say you beat on your mind movement, it doesn't mean that you want to kind of become a person who do not have a mind movement. I mean that the target is ourselves, right? Yeah, we want to know ourselves, right? So we need to work hard on uncovering our self-nature through our forms, right? So knowing ourselves better, knowing our forms better, in order to, through the forms, to know our self-nature is the purpose, is also the tools, right? Yeah, that means when we practice sitting meditation, we are not just sitting there, enhance our stillness only. No. That is the cart. The ox is ourself, right? Our mind movements, our forms, right? We're sitting there, yes, we need that tool. That can carry us to our destination, right? Yes. So the ox in our meditation is ourselves. We're sitting there using this tool, this media, sitting meditation as a media, right? As a mean. What do we want to carry? Ourselves, right? Because who's going to reach the enlightenment? Who? I, right? Yes? Got that point? Yeah, very good, very good. That we are the ox. We are the master, right? We bet on ourselves. That means we check into our mind movement, right? We check into ourselves. We acknowledge ourselves. We doubt on this eye, right? Through practicing sitting meditation, right? So yes, we need that. We need the sitting meditation because again, I keep saying so that sitting meditation is the most efficient way to train our continuous concentration, right? This posture, I mean, right? But in our mind, what should we do? Even we sit there, we engage what kind of activities? What kind of activities we're doing? That we want to uncover our self-nature, right? So we keep questioning ourselves. What is no self? What is no self? So that part is the ox, right? Got it? Yeah. Remember in the beginning of the story, we say this student is so good at sitting meditation, right? Yeah. So that's why the master wants to check him up, right? Yeah. So what did you do when you are doing sitting meditation? What kind of activities are you engaging when you're sitting there, right? Yeah. So the master gave the students this teaching, and the students then become a disciple of that master, right? And then after a while, like a couple of years, that student become a very important figure in Chinese Zen school. Okay, so this is a story, right, about beating the cart, grounding the brake to make a mirror, or beating the cart or the ox. Good. Now you got the point? Good. Good. So how do we beat on the ox? You keep questioning yourself, what is no self, right? Always remember your purpose of meditation, which is to uncover your self-nature. So you keep doing this. What is no self? Always focus on this question, what is no self? That's it. Good. So that's for this session. Grinding down a brake to make a mirror.
谢谢师傅，谢谢同学。